So then she got mad and basically like went off like, she went off about the Mustang basically. So she didn't let him take the Mustang, and that was at the time they asked us to leave because people was harassing us online, and there was a lady there that knew us from the past. It was a whole thing anyways. But our stuff is being put out. We're waiting for him to come back, and he calls and says, well, so something happened. She's not letting me take the Mustang. She's going to call the police, and they're going to say that I did something to her, because yes, I did try to move her out of the way so I could get the Mustang, because she stood in the way and wouldn't let me take the Mustang. Because I guess she called him over to help with something, or I don't know what. Then she refused to let him take a Mustang that he paid for. And if you think this is boring, then maybe you should just leave. Oh, it's not boring when I'm literally stating facts. Oh, that's not boring. So then I was like, oh great. And he was like, well, do you have any money to pay for a cab? And I'm like, yeah. Even though really, in reality, I don't have money to be spending to take a cab from one place to another with all of our stuff. We had a lot of stuff that needed to go to storage. All because this chick wants to start problems. Every time we needed my brother, she was there with always problems and issues, and he couldn't help us. It's like we're being put out with all of our stuff, having to lug stuff all the way down the stairs, all of our stuff, his record player, the piano, all of that stuff. It was like a keyboard that he brought from storage. And, all of this stuff was happening while because I don't mind. I was like, okay, well, if I have to pay for a cab, I gotta pay for a cab. Otherwise, we'll be lugging all of these trash bags full of clothes to our next place. That's the problem. She wants to act like she's this perfect, innocent person when she's not. She got mad all because he would not give her a Mustang that was not hers. And I said, why is she stopping you from taking that? You paid for that. Did she pay for that? No. So why is she trying to take a car that's not hers? So then, this whole incident happened, and now she wants to run her mouth and continue to talk shit and threaten me with the cartel like I'm supposed to be scared. I didn't threaten you or say that I'm going to hurt you with bodily harm. You're not even in my radar. I don't even care. Like, you're mad because I didn't allow you to go to the service. And then she tried to put it on me, saying that she tried to harm herself, all because I didn't tell her about the service, which I didn't tell her because we didn't want trolls. My family, including my uncles, wanted it closed off to personal friends and family who we knew and can trust, not to tell trolls, because let's be honest, if you would have went, trolls would have went there and would have caused problems. We didn't want any trolls there, and you cannot say that wasn't going to happen because it was. You love to cause trouble everywhere you go. You are trouble. Everyone needs to know that. That's why you are not liked or welcome at the car meets. She wants to act big, bad, and tough, but when things happen, she doesn't know what to do. Like the one time where they were shooting at a car meet, and she went and hid under the car. Like, there was one time where the police showed up, too. They were, like, racing where they weren't supposed to, my brother said. And the cops show up. What does she do? Run and hide under a car. You're supposed to run and jump in a car so you can get away. Common sense. My brother had to loop back around to risk getting arrested just to pick up this chick who's under a car. This chick who likes to threaten bodily harm on people and make threats, which literally you just talk online, because if you were about that life, you would do it. And I'm not saying to do it. I'm not trying to fight you. I don't care about you. But you can't be threatening people and then be hiding under a car like that. Oh, when the police show up, she was hiding under a car. That's crazy. Look at the throw this away, man. Yeah. Like, my mom is doing good. It's just crazy to me how this chick is. She loves to like make these like threats, but she isn't really about it. Thank you for the heart. I don't threaten people because I'm not gonna be out there like trying to threaten people. I don't do that. Like there's enough going on in the world to be doing that. My time is not focused on her. And literally people said she said a whole bunch of nothing on her life, which was true. She got people to her life by trying to say she was gonna spill tea, and then she didn't even really spill tea, and someone was like, "Yeah, she spilled tea earlier. What about Superman and Ryan?" Nobody knows these people, so why are you talking about Superman on a live? Nobody knows them. What do you think? What do you think when you're like literally saying someone's a predator? Like that's gonna link us to him. But literally, I don't have anything to do with Superman. Okay, I saw him at the car meets. That's it. I'm not defending him, nor am I attacking him. But I did hear from some people that he was not a good person after all of this went down with my brother. That's all I know. I'm not defending him, nor am I. I'm not defending him, nor am I attacking him. But you didn't have any issues with him when you were around him. So let's be for real. Now all of a sudden you want to come online and think you're spilling tea about people. She's talking about people who nobody cares about. Like, does anybody care about Superman? Like, nobody, you guys don't even know who he is. So why is she coming online talking about Ryan and Superman like if that's supposed to do anything? She just wanted to say she had tea so she could lie to get people to her page so they could view her. Thank you for the gift cards. That's exactly what it is. She just wanted to lie to you all to get views. She didn't spill any tea. She knew if she said she was spilling tea, people would show up because they would think it's about me. What, you said I had 2 boyfriends at once? That's not possible considering the fact that people said no one wants to date me. So I don't know why people believe that lie. Like, how do you believe a lie like that? That's so weird. Like, well, I am not on the spectrum, so thank you. I feel like that's a joke, but thanks. I guess I'll take that compliment. But yeah, like, no one's gonna believe you. Literally, when she said, because I think that's what I heard. She said I had 2 boyfriends at once. And you believed her on that one? And then she literally said, there was something else she said. I have the screen recording. Like, this girl, I don't care. Like, so what? Like, it does kind of upset me because it's like my brother's dead and he's not here to defend himself, and you keep pushing that narrative he's a predator because it's projection, because of you getting fired. Look up her police record and then come back and tell me. I just literally found the proof where if you click her name on Reddit and you click my name, it comes up where there was evidence of her talking to minors in a Discord. It's literally there. All you gotta do is type in her stuff on Reddit and you'll find stuff about her. Like, why should I have to pull up anything to remind people when it's there on Reddit? The GoFundMe money is gone because they gave it back to people, Nikita, because people reported it as scam, which I didn't have access to the GoFundMe. They tried to get a hold of Ryan, which I have the email proof. They did not. They did look into the GoFundMe and they did not find that I was scamming people. So they said they had to get a hold of Ryan or they were going to refund the money. They couldn't get a hold of Ryan, so they gave people their money back. Not because I was scamming people. You can say that all you want, but I have the email directly from GoFundMe, from whoever works at GoFundMe, that says that if they don't get a hold of Ryan, they're going to give the money back. I tried to get a hold of Superman, but I couldn't get a hold of Superman. So now I have to figure out how to pay my brother's funeral because people wanted to lie and say that I was scamming people. And it had nothing to do with a scam. And it's literally there in the email, which I can sue for that. So I literally do have a defamation lawsuit because I have a defamation lawsuit because I have proof directly emails. I have emails directed from GoFundMe, actual proof that states I did not scam anybody out of money. So there's that. People could say that I scam people out of money and try to lie. Okay, so I went shopping with money that I earned from TikTok because I needed pajamas. I'm not going to sleep in jeans. All of my clothes that were in the car are gone. I lost everything in my car. I don't have my pajamas. I didn't have any clothes because I had nothing. The whole car was totaled. It was under investigation. They were literally, the car was evidence. And they didn't, they told me too late. Well, they told me that I could get stuff out of the car. They told me where, or they kind of, but they said I needed to get a hold of the registered owner. I said, okay. They still didn't do that. I said, hey, I need to get stuff out of my car because they're going to throw it. They threw everything away. I had no clothes. All of my clothes that I had from the apartment are buried in the back. So I cannot get into my storage to get any clothes. Luckily, my mom's family was nice enough to take me to the thrift store. Her brother took me to the thrift store to get clothes because they were nice enough to, because I had nothing. I had no clothes whatsoever except these paper pants that they gave me, which is it's kind of like a hazmat suit in a way, because they said any clothes that had blood on it, we have to take it. They took my pants because it had blood on it. They needed it for evidence. And what's crazy is that people are mad that I was not harmed enough. Like, why are you wishing for someone to be harmed, saying that I'm lying, that this is a setup because I was not harmed enough? That makes no sense. I literally had to sit in the back of a cop car for hours, not knowing if my mom or my brother was alive, while this chick, Angie, is literally sitting here that she so claims she's innocent, to try to tell me, well, what do you want me to do? And act very much emotionless and not cry at all at the fact that someone she so loved died. And has no emotion whatsoever, while I'm distraught trying to figure out why all of this happened and why me, and why the world is the way that it is, that I don't have my brother. He's dead. He's not living. And I had to watch him die before my eyes, and then I had the internet be so cruel to have no empathy to say that I'm the one who orchestrated this, when his ex had no sympathy whatsoever and had the nerve to tell me that she was going to unalive herself to be with him, because I didn't tell her about the service, which is my privacy whether or not. You don't get to sit here and tell me what I get to do with my brother. He probably wouldn't have wanted you there anyways. You're the one who literally would tell the internet stuff. You're the one who's doxed me not once but 3 times. You've harassed my family constantly. It's already enough as it is to have to deal with not having a sibling. And you add to that every day by literally messaging me, which I just ignore her. That doesn't bother me. But for you to sit online and let someone you claim you love being called a predator is crazy to me. And that warrant that he had, which I think that's the warrant that people are talking about, is not because of that. It's because he had a traffic violation in Sandoval County. Since you want to know so much, he wasn't getting arrested because of that. The reason why she had his phone that day was because he was in Sandoval County and he had a warrant because of a traffic violation, which he did tell me, because they did pull him over and they didn't arrest him because the warrant was not in Albuquerque. We were in the car when we got pulled over by UNM. He was cruising by UNM. And so anyways, then he said, yeah, I have a warrant, but they didn't arrest me because it's in Sandoval County. It was a traffic violation. He was in Sandoval County, he forgot about the warrant, he got arrested, and he told her, you can drive the car off the freeway, or you can wait for my friend to come. She said she would wait for his friend to come. Then she made that fake photo, trying to say he was talking to a 15-year-old, which is not true. And then what? If he was a predator all this time, then how come you was with him? This chick lies constantly. Considering the fact that she says that about all her exes, because she told my brother that her current fiance that she's with, I don't know if that's the guy that made the proposal poster, she sent stuff to my brother saying that he's talking to underage girls and she caught him, and she sent photos to him because my brother did tell me that when we were in the car sleeping, when we were parked at the park, he told me, yeah, she said that about who she's with now, that she sent me proof that he was talking to minors, and that she showed me saying that and then I was like, well, what, I was like thinking, what does she want you to do about that? If someone you're engaged to is talking to minors, then, and why are you still engaged to the guy? You have a whole person you're engaged to, but yet you're still engaged to a guy that you claim is talking to minors? You're still with him? If she cared about predators that much, she wouldn't be with her current fiance. I'm just saying, like, I wouldn't be dating someone like that. If I found that out, I would literally just call off the marriage. And the reason why she doesn't do that is because she doesn't have a place to live. And she would rather accept that than literally get out of the situation. It's weird. He's not sitting in the morgue. He's not sitting in the morgue. I didn't let him sit there. Why do people want me to, like, the thing is safety reasons. People want me to they want me to get his ashes so bad, which I'm notifying the person. I'm in contact with the person to let them know, hey, this is what's going on with the GoFundMe money. We're still trying to bury him. They don't have any issues. You have an issue because you want to try to come steal him, which is really weird. And don't say you will, because there's people that literally go dig up people at graves to try to take their people's relatives' remains. And it's so weird. Like, let's be for real. You want to steal him? And I'm not going to be dumb. I know what's going to happen. And it's none of your business because the places that I was at, I cannot have stuff like that there. So I wasn't going to keep considering that a lot of stuff gets stolen. So I'm not going to have it somewhere where someone could say that I'm storing drugs in there, try to lie, and then they're like, oh, well, we need to search that. And then, my poor brother is getting searched through because someone wants to make some claims. I'm not going to do any of that. I'm doing what's best. What I know is what's best, and I'm keeping in contact. The only people that have issues are you. You're so concerned about a relative that is not even yours, that is not even alive. It's getting weird. You're the ones who stop the GoFundMe and then say that, oh, I don't want to bury him. It is so crazy considering the fact you're the ones who stopped him from being buried. You think I could just pull $4,120 out of thin air and bury someone that I don't have money with, considering that I'm still actively homeless and don't have a place to live? I bought pajamas and stuff. $300 is not going to bury him. The amount of money I spent is not thousands of dollars. I don't have money to save, which would have probably been years and years ahead, just to get him buried, and then we still don't have a place. It's not right. Like, if you have any sort of empathy, you would just say, oh, I feel bad, and that's it. Oh, well, I feel bad, but she did this, and this. Like, she's this, Oh, that's cool. The little car. That's a tiny car. That would be cool to go around in. But it's probably hot in there. Anyways, like, you don't have any sort of empathy if you tell someone, I feel bad for her, but she was a horrible person. That's not empathetic. You don't have to say, but you would stop at, I feel bad for what happened to her. If someone goes, but she's a horrible person, I just block them because that's weird. You have no empathy. If someone has a family member that died from cancer and there was horrible things said about them, and maybe it was just rumors, I'm not going to sit there and be like, well, her mother died from cancer, but I don't have no empathy. but she was a horrible person. Like, that's not empathetic. And then to literally sit here, right? Because here's what people are doing. To literally sit here and then praise a man who almost unalived somebody else is crazy. Because he did crash into that Jeep. And what would have happened if the person in the Jeep died? All because you're saying that he's an angel or whatever, when literally he harmed other people along the way. Okay, and here's the thing. I did see a older comment saying that it was just a random act, and that because people were trying to say it was my fault, and this person was saying I don't like her, but it's not her fault, and it was a random act, and I'm not going to blame the internet. Me, it's still an active investigation. We don't know anything, but for me it seems like a random act. But then again, all of this could have stemmed from social media had people not had spread rumors that my brother was a predator. Maybe this guy could have got angry and tried to take matters into his own hands and be like, since the police aren't doing anything, let me do something. You know, that's where my thought process is. He got into the argument before this happened not too long ago with Angie over the fact that, you know, people was calling him a predator, and he did want to defend himself when I went live in the car. And then, you know, she went live, right? How do I not know that this could have stemmed that guy to be angry and be like, yeah, you know, let me hurt or harm this person because of this. Yes, he was trying to get into the car. He couldn't, which is why he did what he did to my brother. But it could have been so much more than that. And I'll never know because the guy's not living, thank God, because I don't want to have to go to court and see his face and have to relive and see this man who murdered my brother. Justice was served. What kind of irresponsible man crashes into a Jeep and then people sit here and say, like, oh, he did a good thing, justice was served? This guy could have injuries. I don't even know the extent of the guy's injuries that was in the Jeep. I don't even know if he could have ended up paralyzed. Who knows what could have happened to the other person? All because they were driving that day. And he was trying to jack a car and almost tried to unalive an innocent bystander. If a whole family died because of that guy's actions of driving recklessly, y'all wouldn't be sitting here praising him. Y'all would say something, but because I'm involved in it, you don't care. That's like very heartless and uncaring of people.